So good afternoon. My name is Joseph Chacon. I'm the Chief of Police here with the Austin Police Department. I want to introduce a few of the people that are up here with me. We have members of our local partner agencies, including Colonel Stephen McCraw is right here, and Regional Director Vince Luciano from Texas Department of Public Safety. Our Travis County District Attorney, Jose Garza, is up here. I have a few members of my staff, and then our interim Assistant City Manager, Bruce Mills, is up here as well. I'm pleased for this opportunity to be able to give you an update on the street takeover event that we had on February the 18th, just less than about a month ago. This investigation has since been named Operation Burnout for ease of basically ease of discussion. You'll see that on the graphics that are up here. The Austin Police Department's Violent Crimes Interdiction Unit took the lead on this investigation, and besides working with Texas DPS, they've also worked with the following agencies. It's quite a list, and I'll just name them off. The Travis County Sheriff's Office, New Braunfels Police Department, San Marcos Police Department, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, San Antonio PD, the Hays County Sheriff's Office, Live Oak PD, Selma PD, Rolling Wood PD, Westlake PD, the Houston Police Department, Harris County Sheriff's Office, and the Dallas Police Department. It was quite a comprehensive investigation. This has been going on for about the last month. We will be providing a copy of some of the information that we are going to be presenting this afternoon to media following this news conference. And you're going to see that this investigation actually revealed even more activity than what that I was aware of at the time when I did the initial news conference. There were a total of 7 takeover events that occurred on February the 18th. Beginning at 6 p.m. and continuing until after 2 a.m. on the morning of February 19th. The event that was most widely publicized at the time, which is the one that occurred at South Lamar and Barton Springs, was actually the 3rd event of the evening. These events were as far south as the 4800 block of U.S. Highway 290 West and as far north as Howard Lane at Heatherwild Boulevard. The information we'll provide today is in addition and separate from the arrests that were announced a few days after the incident itself. It has taken time to fully understand and piece together this investigation. I can tell you that the investigation is not done. It actually continues, and there may be further arrests besides the ones that we're announcing today. Today we're going to highlight 17 additional individuals that have been charged as a part of this incident, with a total of 38 additional criminal charges total that have been filed. 2 of the individuals are juveniles. Their names will not be shared. However, the other 15 individuals, their identity will be shared, as well as the charges that have been filed for each. 11 of the 17 have been taken into custody. We're currently attempting to get the remaining 6 into custody at this time. The suspects that I'm talking about today range in age from 32 years of age at the oldest down to 15 years of age at the youngest. These were principally the organizers of the event and those who were most involved. And the charges that were filed are as follows. I'll give you some basic information on the charges, and then in just a moment our district attorney will be giving you further information on that. There were 7 counts of obstruction of a highway, which is a state jail felony, 9 counts of obstruction of a highway with reckless driving exhibition, which is a Class A misdemeanor, 7 counts of engaging in organized criminal activity, a state jail felony, 7 counts of deadly conduct, a Class A misdemeanor, 2 counts of reckless driving, a Class B misdemeanor, 2 counts of evading in a motor vehicle, a 3rd-degree felony, 1 count of unlawful use of fireworks, a 2nd-degree felony, and 1 count of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, a state jail felony. 2 additional charges were filed by Texas DPS, 1 count of unlawful possession of a firearm, and 1 count of theft of a firearm. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Colonel McCraw from Texas DPS to continue with some comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Well, first, I want to commend the Austin Police Department and the Travis County District Attorney's Office for the outstanding work, their diligence, and how immediately they addressed this particular incident. I do want to note that this is not just in terms of a local problem. It's organized criminal activity across multiple jurisdictions. It's clearly a significant threat to the public. It won't be tolerated in Austin. It's not going to be tolerated anywhere in the particular state. Plain and simple. If you're involved in a street takeover, we're certainly going after you. We're going after your vehicle. You'll either be arrested, prosecuted, your vehicle seized, and we're also going after your driver's license as well for street racing. So clearly, it's a no-go for Texas, and I want to commend again Chief Chacon and your men and women, always doing an outstanding job, and District Attorney, thank you for your leadership on this matter. Please.
Thank you, Colonel McCraw and Chief Chacon. As the Chief laid out, over the next week, the Travis County District Attorney's Office expects to receive criminal cases related to 17 individuals facing a multitude of charges, including felony charges such as engaging in organized criminal activity, obstructing a highway or other passageway, evading detention in a motor vehicle, and others. I and the entire Travis County District Attorney team are incredibly grateful to all of our law enforcement partners, but especially the Austin Police Department, who, from the moment these events took place, began to meticulously collect evidence and do the work necessary to identify and apprehend suspects. The Travis County District Attorney's Office has been in close contact with the Austin Police Department and City of Austin officials since this footage came to light, and has had the opportunity to have insight into the investigation and the evidence. We are at an early stage of the prosecution. Over the next few weeks, the District Attorney's Office will begin to prepare to present these cases to a grand jury, and we will continue to work with APD to gather and evaluate evidence up to that point and beyond that point. But because of the early communication between the agencies gathered here and others, we are in a strong position to ensure that these individuals are held accountable. These so-called street takeover incidents that took place here in Austin in late February were dangerous, and much of the activity associated with them is criminal. The possibility of similar future events pose a threat to our public safety and will not be tolerated. So for folks who are considering participating in street takeover events, who are considering coming back to Austin for events like this, I hope that they will understand that if they do, they will be identified, they will be arrested, and they will be held accountable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, District Attorney Garza and Colonel McCraw. As we wrap up our comments today, I just have a few closing remarks that I want to make. I want to begin by simply stating the following. The events that occurred in the evening of February 18th, they disrupted our community, they garnered much attention, and they were clearly not good for public safety. The Austin Police Department, the partners you see here today, and I have to give a lot of congratulations to our Violent Crimes Interdiction Unit and our detectives there that did outstanding work on this case. The other partners you see here and that I mentioned earlier all pulled together on this investigation to move quickly and decisively and ensure there was accountability for those who committed these acts. In addition to the criminal charges, there have been seizures of some of the vehicles involved, and that continues as well. I would like for the message to be very clear. Anyone who comes into our city and commits similar acts can expect a similar response. I want to thank the governor, Governor Abbott, for standing up the Street Racing Task Force, Texas DPS, our district attorney, and everyone involved for the strong support on this case moving forward and for any cases that might be similar. We can take a few questions if you just let us know who the question's for, please. Chief,
for you, do you guys believe that this investigation would have thwarted any other attacks, either here or I guess this question would extend to any other nearby cities?
I think that it is a clear message to those that might want to do this of what the response is going to be. I think you just heard from the colonel. This isn't just about Austin. This is in any Texas city. If they commit similar acts, they can expect that similar response.
Chief,
Tony.
Can you just elaborate on the fact that these suspects are not all locals? They came here from various
That's correct. They came from Houston, from Dallas, from San Antonio, and other cities. I mean, there was that long list that I just listed off. And as a matter of fact, most of the arrests that we have already made were not here in the city of Austin. They were actually in other cities across the state. And so I really got to thank our partners at DPS and the task force that they brought forward to make sure that we got everybody in custody as quickly as possible, and we continue to work on that.
Chief, can you give an overview of how you were able to track down these people?
Why don't I go ahead and let Detective Nick Gebhardt go ahead and come on up here and talk a little bit about his investigation.
Hi. It's an ongoing investigation, but a lot of it was dictated through video that was taken on scene and eyewitness accounts that we were able to track these people back from.
Did anyone come forward, or did you use any informants for this?
We did not.
At this point in the investigation, is there any indication as to why Austin is becoming a little bit of a point for this? I know one of the other officers mentioned this is a nationwide thing, but at the same time, it was a lot of them the same night in the same area, and as you know, people keep talking about the whole short staffing of APD. Anything you would like to address about that?
Sure. I don't think that this really had to do with our staffing. I think this had to do with this happening in the capital of Texas. The attention that it garnered at the time, this drew significant attention. This was not a new phenomenon in the state of Texas. We have had this happen in other cities. But when it happens right here in our state capital and drew the kind of attention, we here at APD certainly we're going to apply the necessary resources to have this outcome. And as you've seen, Texas DPS and the governor's office also took note. So I can't stress strongly enough that folks who may want to do this again, you can expect this is going to be the result, and we highly discourage it.
So you said the 17 charged were the principal organizers. What about people who were just participating? Will they also be facing charges?
So just to be clear, we've had these 17 plus the others that we announced earlier. This investigation's not done yet. So there may be further charges that are coming, and we're still working on the case.
Operation Burnout, was that part of the governor's task force, or was Operation Burnout something sort of its own thing?
I believe, and y'all correct me if I'm incorrect, that was something we were the lead agency on this, that for ease of discussion with the many cases that our organized crime unit works, they typically will give some kind of a nickname to an operation, and that was something that we actually named it, and then ultimately it just, it grew into the multi-agency investigation that it was.
That was part of the governor's task force.
Do you know this?
I would say no.
No, it's not. Austin Police Department's the one that named it. It's just obvious that we continue with that name. It just makes sense. What happened here in Austin was happening in other locations, so we went with that name, and it continues to be that way.
With the current staffing shortage, and can you explain how you were able to prioritize this investigation with the detectives and staff you have?
Yeah, certainly. I think that this investigation really, our community felt it very strongly when the incident happened. And we knew, it isn't the only thing that drives our investigations, but we also knew that there needed to be a coordinated response on this. APD did not do this on their own. We kind of took the lead on it, but certainly we owe a lot to Texas DPS, to the governor's office, to the task force, and all the different agencies that I named off, and our district attorney for the support that has been lent on this. We are still able to do many investigations. I still have detectives in the department that are working hard on all different kinds, and we certainly made it a priority.
Was the violent crimes interdiction, I'm sorry if I said that incorrectly, unit one of the units that had to get disbanded due to staffing and moving people to patrol, or is that still?
No, they're still in place.
Thank you.
And just for clarification, in total, there has been 24 people detained or facing charges, because I know there's 6 that you guys are looking for, which were the pictures.
There are a total of 24 charged, and 6 of which are not yet in custody. That's correct.
Thank you.
Is there a ballpark number for the expected amount of arrests?
Don't know that. All right. Thank you all very much. Appreciate everybody coming out.